Our practice starts here in this sweet, restorative yoga shape. And our practice tonight and every night will start with breath work. Once you've descended and snuggled yourself into your shape, I'd like you to close your eyes if that feels nice for you. And if you prefer to have your eyes open, can you just allow like one little sliver of light to come through? And right away, we start to honor the intention of this month, of this series, the intention to calm down, the intention to slow down, to check in, and to breathe. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale out all your air. This time, inhale through your nose, and as you breathe in, just your belly rises. Try that. Take a deep breath in, feel your belly rise. It's lifting up away from your back. And as you breathe out, your belly falls and retracts back down towards your spine. Simple breath. 4 more like that. Inhale, your stomach lifts and expands. Exhale, your stomach softens and retreats. Inhale, opening, puffing out your belly. Exhale, closing, shrinking back down. One more time. Inhale, your belly rises. And exhale, your belly falls. Take a few regular breaths, like you're catching your breath after a big run. And in a moment, we'll move into part 2 of Dirga breathing, of 3-part breath, where the invitation will move beyond your belly and into your rib cage. So you might take a minute to familiarize yourself with your rib cage. You can touch it, poke around, notice the bony structure here. And remember that underneath your rib cage is your diaphragm. So your breathing muscle actually lives right under your rib cage. It's there to protect it. And now come back into stillness. Inhale through your nose, let your belly rise just like it did before, but this time, can you even puff up and out through your rib cage? And as you exhale, your rib cage will soften, as will your belly. Inhale, your stomach is lifting and rising. Your rib cage expands. Exhale, your rib cage, then your belly releases and relaxes. Inhale, your belly lifts, your rib cage opens. Exhale, your rib cage softens. So does your stomach. 2 more at your own pace. Catch these breaths, inhaling to your stomach and then your rib cage. Good. Take a big breath in through your nose and just puff some air out through your mouth. Let that go. And now for the next round, you can stay as you are. It might even feel better to move your prop under your spine a little bit higher. So it's your chest that's lifted here as this next cycle of breathing will integrate all the way up to your collarbones or your chest. Let's begin. Take a big breath in through your nose. Feel your belly lift, your ribs expand, and now your chest, your heart space expands. As you exhale, your heart space softens, followed by your ribs, followed by your belly. There it is again. Inhale to open and wake up your tummy, your ribs, your chest. Exhale, closing your chest, your ribs, your belly. 3 more expansive breaths in and out through your nose, working from your tummy to your ribs, to your chest, and back. After you've completed those 3 final rounds, take a regular breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide. Ha. Exhale, purging anything you brought with you to the mat tonight. Let your palms open out alongside your body and simply marinate here in this really restorative shape for 1 minute in stillness and silence. 1 minute. As you feel your mind turning into your practice, take a moment here to set an intention, something you would like to cultivate or manifest in your life. And choose one word that embodies that intention: money, love, happiness, health, peace. And then silently repeat that word to yourself 3 times, stapling it into your body, into your brain. Take a long, deep breath in through your nose. Exhale with a sigh. Blink open your eyes. Start to wiggle your fingers and just shift your head left to right as you blink open and just keep actually blinking your eyes. And if you need to come over onto one side to press yourself up, that's okay. Otherwise, tuck your chin into your chest, push onto your elbows, and just lift yourself upright, keeping your legs bound when you get there. Keep your legs bound and set your props out to either side. You might need them, you might not. Now drift all your weight over towards the left. Take your right leg back behind you. Option A is called deer pose. This 90-90 shape is drawn with your limbs. And you can keep your legs in this 90-90 shape as you pour your torso forward, activating a stretch through your outer left hip. In this variation, you do not need to be directly above your leg. In fact, you could move your torso to the left or to the right, somewhere where you find that sweet, juicy stretch through your outer left hip. And of course, the second variation, which you might opt for instead or not, is to extend your right leg back behind you for sleeping swan pose. Again, two variations, you'll get the same physical experience in both stretches. Neither is better nor worse. Your work is to choose one that suits your bones, suits your tissues, suits your injuries, and how you're feeling right now. Find your shape. You can always add props under your joints, your knees, or your ankles, or your hips. And arrive with a deep breath in through your nose, the kind of breath that tells you, okay, I'm stepping out of all the stuff that happened today, and I'm just going to do some yoga. As you exhale, your physical shape will start to soften. So soften the muscles of your body. Soften the bones, your tissues. And notice as you go through this really conscious practice of softening your physical shape, notice the parts that won't soften, the stubborn bits of your body. The spaces between your eyebrows hardened from hours at computers or hours of stress. Can you try to soften there? The tops of your shoulders, stressed and strained, maybe from too much movement or from sedentary behavior. Can you soften there? Your jaw, tight and rigid from holding back screams or shouts or words you want to say. Can you soften there? Your chest, tightened and wound up from protecting this heart from all the darkness in the world. Can you soften there? Your belly, bound and wound to protect your core, your center of power and willpower. Can you soften there? Your pelvis, locked up and caged up to protect your most private resources. Can you soften there? Feel your body melt into your mat and take rest here for one more minute. 3 more breaths here. Inhale through your nose, filling your belly, your ribs, your chest. Exhale through your chest, your ribs, your belly. Inhale, 3-part breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Really good. Ease your body out of the shape. Walk your hands into the floor. Your torso starts to elevate. Lean your weight over onto your left hip. Slowly bring your right leg all the way forward. Start to walk your left foot to the outside, to the right side of your mat, and step your right foot to the outside of your left thigh. I will show you 2 options here, my friends. Option A is called shoelace pose. So you'll begin to wrap your right knee above your left knee by wandering your right foot towards the left. Your knees might stack or do something like that. And once you get there, you have the option of pouring your weight forward onto a collection of blocks. My son, my 1-year-old, ate my foam block. It's got bite marks all out of it. Kids are ruthless. Start to fold forward if it's available to you in this shape. Okay, so that's option 1. Option 2 is to take your second hip flexor stretch on your back. You're in thread the needle, spine is connected to the earth, and your right ankle is across your left thigh with your hands bound behind your knee or in front of your shin. So choose the version that works with your body, with your bones, with your injuries, maybe not necessarily with your personality. Because if you're A-type, you'll want to do shoelace even if it causes you pain, but we never want to feel pain in our yoga practice. So settle into your stretch, close your eyes, and you're here for 2 minutes on your own, total silence. And if the mind wanders, which it will, please try that 3-part breath while you're in the shape. That can become your anchor. Enjoy. Halfway there, take a breath in. And as you exhale, notice what's happened during these moments. Maybe there's space to fall deeper in the shape, or maybe you actually need to back off. So if you feel pins and needles, tingling sensation, sharpness, that's your cue to back off. Please take 3 more breaths, big, full, ballooning breaths. If you're in shoelace, Gently walk your hands in towards your body. Lift your torso up. Take time to unwrap and move things around intuitively. And if you're down on your back, unwrap your legs, walk your knees side to side, and slowly find your way up to seated. So we'll meet here in seated. When you get to seated, take your legs a comfortable distance apart. So you're separating and opening your legs, and you might choose to sit up on a prop for dragonfly pose. If this hurts your hamstrings, tuck props beneath your knees and let your legs relax completely as you begin to fold forward. Come first to your first edge. So this place where you feel a stretch along the back line of your legs, maybe along your inner groin and even on either side of your spine. It doesn't have to be intense. It can be really subtle to start. Take a deep breath in when you get there. Now, as you exhale, there's this surrendering that begins to happen and will gradually persist over the next 2 minutes here. You might need to build a little castle to drop your forehead onto, or you can dangle softly in space. Yogi's choice. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Find those stubborn, hardened parts of your physical self as you exhale. Soften those places, and maybe more space opens up for you to fall gracefully a bit further into your stretch. Your final minute is here. Take a breath in. Exhale, land in a place that takes you to about 60 or 70% of your body's range of motion. There's an awareness, a sensation, a stress on the tissues along your hamstrings, maybe along your back. And your work is to soften. First, the physical body, trusting that the mind will follow, even if it's just for a millisecond at the end of practice. Really good work. Take 3 more breaths here. Lazily emerge from your shape. Peel your body away from the floor. Breathe as you rise up. Bend into your knees and just rock those legs side to side. Now we have that whole hip sequence on the opposite side. So rearrange your body on your yoga mat with the soles of your feet together. This time, lean over onto your right side and take your left leg back behind you. As you start to drive your right leg parallel with the top of your mat, you can choose to take deer pose, where you can fold forward to the left or to the right. You can play with the arrangement of your lower leg, or maybe there's room in your hip joint to extend your left leg all the way back behind you and drop down into sleeping swan. The place where you land is where you'll stay in stillness for just a few minutes. But as you get there, the invitation is to walk your body through that softening. I walked you through it on the other side, but could you take your head all the way down to your heart, to your hips, to the heels of your feet through a very conscious undoing or unraveling, softening each spot in your physical body as time passes, and I will let you know when your time here is up. Really good work. Take 3 more breaths here. Big, full breaths. The inhale lets you take up more space than you think you should, and the exhale caves you back inward. Peel your body away from the earth. As you do this, lean your weight onto your right hip. Pull your left leg all the way forward to wrap it onto the outside of your right thigh. Setting up for either shoelace pose, where you'll continue to drift your left leg to the right, stacking your knees, and maybe drape your torso forward. Or even if you didn't do it on the other side, thread the needle is our variation here. So you could come onto your back, place your left ankle across your right thigh, and interlace your hands somewhere that suits you. Wherever you decide to go, can you soften into that place? The natural tendency in these big hip stretches is to resist, to tighten up, to stress out, to frustrate. Can you meet those feelings and physical sensations with a softening, a continued conscious calming down? Take a deep breath in. Relax your head, your ears, your jaw, your lips. Relax your throat and your shoulders. Soften your heart, your tummy, your pelvis. Release your legs, your feet, each of your 10 toes. Let your whole body move into a place of receiving energy rather than giving. Come back to your intention and speak that word silently or aloud 3 times. Follow that with 3 big, bold breaths. Patiently lift your body away from the floor. Unwrap your limbs. If you're on your back, stay there. If you're not, take time to get there. And we will match all of that outer hip work with 1 minute in happy baby pose. So please catch either the outside edges of your feet or the backs of your thighs. Let your spine drape over the floor. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. And see if you can be completely still here just for 1 minute with your eyes closed and that stretch moving all the way along the inner line of your legs. Gently release your legs down onto the floor. You might slip right into Shavasana, but if it feels nice, you could take a brief intermission and just rock both knees side to side before you go into Shavasana. And with a full 5 minutes in your final resting pose, can you get nice and cozy? Maybe socks, a blanket, whatever suits you here. If there's pain in your back, take a bolster underneath your knees. And we will end as we started with 3-part breath. First, clear everything out. Inhale through your nose. Open your mouth wide and exhale. Now inhale, lift your stomach, just your stomach. Exhale, relax your stomach. 4 more breaths like that, just lifting and releasing only exclusively your belly. On your next breath in, lift your belly. Extend the inhale to also lift your ribs. Feel that awakening. And as you exhale, relax your ribs as well as your belly. 4 more breaths, lifting your belly and your ribs, relaxing your ribs and your belly. Moving now into full 3-part breath. Inhale your stomach, your ribs, your chest. Exhale, soften your chest, ribs, stomach. 4 more repetitions. The next time you exhale, let go of everything, of breath control, of body control, of mind, thoughts, and take rest, total rest. In this place of total stillness, silently repeat your word, your intention, your manifestation 3 more times. You can absolutely stay here and enjoy the longest, sweetest Shavasana of your life. Close your computer or your phone and enjoy the rest of your night. Or you can start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Inhale to stretch your arms up overhead. Lengthen, reawaken your body. Exhale, relax your arms. Curl your knees in. Give yourself a great big squeeze and roll onto the right side of your body. From there, you'll drift up to a comfortable seat where you can imprint your hands against one another in a very symbolic prayer pose. And bow your head into your hands and thank yourself for practicing. Thank you for practicing.